Hello and welcome to English Vibes Hub. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm super excited to be here today talking about something that we all love traveling, and more specifically, checking in at a hotel. Joining me is my co-host, Liam. Hey, Liam.
Hey Emma, thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. Checking in at a hotel can be a bit of a daunting experience, especially if you're traveling to a new country or city. I've had my fair share of mishaps, but I've also learned a thing or two about how to make the process smoother.
Absolutely, I totally agree. So, let's dive right in. When you arrive at a hotel, the first thing you need to do is check in. Now, this can be a bit of a challenge, especially if you don't speak the local language. But don't worry, most hotels have staff who speak English, so you'll be able to get by. To check in, you'll need to fill out a registration form and provide some identification, like your passport.
That's right, and it's also a good idea to have a copy of your reservation or confirmation number handy. This will help the staff to quickly locate your booking and get you checked in. Now, I've heard that some hotels are starting to use mobile check-in, where you can check in using your smartphone and skip the front desk altogether. Have you ever tried that, Emma?
Actually, yes, I tried it out on my last trip, and it was really convenient. I was able to check in and get my room key without even having to stop by the front desk. It was great because I was able to head straight to my room and drop off my bags. But I have to say, I did miss the personal touch of interacting with the staff. It's always nice to get a warm welcome and some recommendations for the local area.
I completely agree. There's nothing like a friendly face to make you feel welcome. And speaking of friendly faces, I've had some great experiences with hotel staff who have gone above and beyond to help me out. Like the time I forgot to pack my adapter, and the staff lent me one for the duration of my stay. It's moments like those that really make a hotel stand out from the rest.
That's so true. And it's also important to be prepared when you're checking in. Make sure you have all the necessary documents, like your passport and credit card, and that you're aware of the hotel's policies and procedures. For example, some hotels may have a policy of holding a deposit on your credit card, so it's a good idea to check that out beforehand. You don't want to get caught off guard and end up with a nasty surprise on your bill.
Exactly, and while we're on the topic of surprises, let's talk about some of the phrasal verbs and idioms that you might encounter when checking in at a hotel. For example, you might check into your room, pick up your key, or drop off your bags. You might also fill out a registration form or hand over your passport. It's a good idea to familiarize yourself with these phrases so you can communicate effectively with the staff.
That's a great point, Liam. And another phrase that's commonly used is to check out. This can be a bit confusing because it means to leave the hotel and pay your bill rather than to arrive and check in. So, make sure you're clear on the difference. You don't want to accidentally check out of your room when you meant to check in. To check out of a hotel, you'll need to settle your bill, which means to pay any outstanding charges, and then you'll be free to head out and continue your journey.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a disaster. Okay, so let's do a role play to practice some of these phrases. I'll be the hotel staff and you can be the guest. We'll go through the process of checking in and see how it goes. Ready?
Ready? Let's get started. Hi, I'd like to check in, please. I have a reservation under the name of Emma.
Hi Emma, welcome to our hotel. I'd be happy to help you check in. Can I see your passport, please? And do you have a credit card to guarantee the room?
Yes, of course. Here's my passport, and I'll just grab my credit card from my wallet. Okay, here it is. Now, can you tell me a bit about the room? What kind of amenities does it have?
Absolutely. Your room has a king-size bed, a flat-screen TV, and a minibar. You'll also have access to our fitness center and spa. And if you need anything during your stay, just don't hesitate to ring up the front desk. We're always happy to help.
That sounds great, thanks. Now, what's the policy on checking out? Do I need to hand in my key, or can I just drop it off at the front desk?
You can just drop off your key at the front desk when you're ready to check out. And don't forget to settle your bill before you leave. We accept all major credit cards, and you can also pay in cash if you prefer.
Got it. Thanks for explaining everything. I think I'm all set now. Oh, and one more thing, can you recommend any good restaurants in the area? I'm looking for somewhere to grab a bite for dinner.
There are some great restaurants just around the corner from the hotel. Let me fill you in on a few of my favorites. There's a fantastic Italian place that's just a short stroll away, and a great sushi restaurant that's within walking distance. I can give you a map and show you exactly where they are.
That would be great, thanks. I love trying out new restaurants when I travel. And speaking of travel, I've got a great story to share. So, I was on a trip to Japan last year, and I turned up at the hotel without a reservation. I know, it was a bit of a rookie mistake, but the staff were really helpful, and they managed to scrape together a room for me. It was a bit of a squeeze, but I was just relieved to have somewhere to stay.
Wow, that's quite an adventure. I'm glad you were able to find a room. And it just goes to show that even when things don't go according to plan, the staff can often come up with a solution. Now, I've got a story to share too. So I was on a trip to New York, and I checked into a hotel in Manhattan. It was a great location, but the room was a bit of a letdown. It was small and noisy, and I didn't get much sleep. But the staff were really apologetic, and they made up for it by giving me a free breakfast and a late checkout time.
That's great customer service. It's always nice when hotels go the extra mile to make sure their guests are happy. And speaking of happy, I'm so glad we're having this conversation. It's been really helpful to go over all the different phrases and idioms that you might encounter when checking in at a hotel. I think our listeners will really appreciate it too.
Definitely, and don't forget to tune in next time for more conversations and language lessons. We'll be talking about all sorts of topics, from travel and culture to food and drink. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming episodes.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you learned something new. Don't forget to like and share our video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, and happy travels.
Bye, everyone, and don't forget to check out our social media channels for more language tips and travel advice. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so be sure to follow us and stay up to date with all the latest news and updates.